Stay tuned and let's take a look at this G.I. Joe classified series Cobra Copperhead. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at this G.I. Joe classified series Cobra Copperhead. Now he is of course part of the new wave that is hitting Hasbro Pulse UK right now. We also have Torpedo, and I have already done a review on the channel, so make sure you go and check that out. We are still waiting for characters like Rock and Roll and Shipwrecked from this wave. Hopefully they are not too far away. Today we're looking at Copperhead in this new style of box art, which I don't hate. I don't love it either. I'd still prefer a window, but I don't hate it. I like the fact that you get the accessories on the front. You still get the digital art, and then you get a digital render on the front as well. Copperhead down here with the Cobra logo. On the side, some more original art. He is number 72. Again, you can see that on this side with the QR code. On the back, a digital render with his accessories and some close-ups of the figure. But I am looking forward to this one. Definitely a fan favourite. Let's get him open. And here we have Copperhead out of the packaging with all of his accessories on the table. And once again, this is a beautiful tribute to that original Copperhead design, brought into the modern classified era. A completely pinless figure as well, looking really nice. So out of the box he has the accessories, of course. You get this little crate that reads Copperhead, and then the number 72 that you can use to store the accessories with the Cobra logo on as well. The figure himself is about 6.5 inches tall to be precise. A closer look at the accessories here, you can see he comes with 2 pistols, a smaller black one and then a bigger one with more deco and also a nice scope. You get a machete and then a holster style backpack for his bigger pistol. And like always, you know I appreciate you can display your Cobra or Joes with all their accessories on the shelf. Let's do exactly that. And now we have Copperhead with all of his equipment attached. He actually has 3 holsters in total, 2 for his guns and 1 for his machete as well. And overall, a very solid, accurate tribute to that original character design, just brought into the classified era. Now, the first time you'd have got your hands on Copperhead back in the day, as he came as the pilot or the diver for the Cobra water moccasin back in like 1984. So it's been a while, but he did have a few re-releases with a few different repaints, and this figure here is like an amalgamation of those repaints, as his helmet has the stripe down it, he has the darker gloves on. But overall, as I said, comparing it side by side, obviously they've upped the scale now and we're in this new modern age, but it is a very accurate looking tribute to that original character design. Let's take a closer look. And an important part to that character design was this stylized helmet that they used for Copperhead, which once again here is done very accurately, but it still has those classified upgrades and those extra sculpted details that you can really appreciate up close and personal. Like, look at the respirator here on the front of his mask. Not only have you got the extra black sculpted cables across the front, behind that you have like the metallic chrome mesh actually sculpted behind the green, which is really nice. Of course you get the eyes piercing through as well, and then you've got like the ear guards with the lime green sort of snake scales sculpted on there, and they go all the way up like Mohican style across the head and all the way around to the back as well. So yeah, just really nicely sculpted details. And the Joe team did mention that it was a design choice to make Copperhead's helmet sculpted rather than removable, just so they could make it more accurate and sit flusher on the head sculpt. And I understand why, because it is obviously a key feature to this character design. You're only going to display him with the helmet on anyway. Now, options are always a good thing. I wouldn't have been mad at an interchangeable head, but let's be honest, if you get 2 heads, you're displaying him with the helmet on. So yeah, I really like this head sculpt. I think they've done a great job. Another key element to the character design, apart from the green of course, is his tank top, which he is wearing underneath these straps. You can see the Cobra logo there in like a chrome decal decal, which matches the chrome belt buckle that has like a sculpted skeleton face on there. So they stand out nicely against the dark greens and the blacks. Now this harness is loose enough, but it does give them an extra tactical element. If you spin it around to the back, it looks like it's attached to that gun holster, which I've already showed you. I'll show you a closer look at that again in a second. But a small detail I thought I'd point out, which may bug some people, is that the arm skin tone is definitely darker and more tan to the skin tone on the sort of middle of the figure, if that makes sense. Do you know, it's not something that bothers me, not something you're going to notice once it's posed up, I don't think, but I know it's a nitpick of some people, and I understand why. But yeah, the arms are clearly a different plastic, or maybe the torso piece was painted or whatever, but the arms are definitely more tan than the rest of the figure. Something that does bug me though, however, are these like arm bra strap things that keep falling down. These get very annoying. These are meant to like sit on the arms, but he's clearly not been hitting the gym for a while and he's lost some girth, so they fall down on this side as well. There's one. I do like that the arms are double jointed and pinless, however, but yeah, these straps falling down do annoy me. He does come with 2 trigger finger hands, of course, for his weapons in these dark gloves with a little bit of green on. A criticism of mine for the Joe line would be we need more interchangeable hand options, like a few interchangeable hands with different expressive poses, or even fisted hands really would help us with our displays. So more interchangeable hands for our Joes, please. He has another harness on for his for the machete here, another one for his gun, and then some green on the outside of the leg, and then sculpted detail with a lime green going down the inside of the leg as well to these black boots, and then a small detail on the arm which is like a tattoo of a playing card, which is a callback to the character's sort of backstory where he had a gambling addiction and had to join Cobra to sort of pay it off, but he sort of got stuck in Cobra. But there you go, I suppose that is a wink and nod to the character's backstory. So let's get a closer look at some of these holsters then. Here's the one at the back again. You can actually see some bullets nicely sculpted onto the front, and it has like a leathery texture on it as well. You can see as my light hits it. There, his bigger revolver, nice chrome detail with the actual scope on it as well. That sits in there. And then this strap is meant to sort of clip into position, but it's like a mushroom peg, and I need to heat it up or something, but it won't stay. So like, see, that just keeps coming out, so that's annoying. But that is meant to go into that little hole on the holster, but it keeps coming out. The same on this leg as well. You can see the smaller black gun is in there, that sits in the holster, no problem at all. But again, it's got this little strap that you try and clip into position, and it just keeps popping out. So all right, work now, doesn't it? It works when I'm on camera, but you see what I mean. That pops out. That one always pops out as well. And then his other belt piece has the sort of strap and the harness for his machete, which I've showed you with the nice chrome blade and then the black handle. So there you go, there's his machete. So his 3 weapons in total, 3 harnesses to hold them all, which you know is something I appreciate. And here we have him holding both guns. As you can see, there's the bigger one and then there's the smaller one. So he can hold both guns no problem at all, as he has 2 trigger finger hands. Again, interchangeable hands would have been nice. And now here he is holding his machete. I should note as well that both wrists have the up and down hinging as well, which is preferred for weapons. So I do like that element. But yeah, I do like the options as well for the weapons and for posing. And there he is holding his machete, looking really good. Now onto the riveting section, that is articulation. So the head and the neck are on a dumbbell joint, so you get lots of movement in the head, tilt, swivel, all of that good stuff. Arms will go all the way up to 90, bicep swivel, double jointed, pinless elbows, but because it's quite meaty, you're not really going to get it past that, but it does go further than 90 at least. The waist is on a ball joint, so you do get rotation, swivel, all of that, but you've also got an ab crunch as well. So crunch forward, crunch back, as well as the ball joint, lots of rotation there. Drop down hits for the legs will go far that much forward. Double jointed pinless knees, which I appreciate too. Will he kick his own ass? Yeah, he basically can. You've got spy cut, boot cut as well, ankle pivot and rocker. As I've said, the up and down hinges in the wrist. So all the standard articulation you would expect for this sort of era of Joes, and it is really nice. You're going to get lots of range out of this guy. Have no doubt you'll be able to pose him up really nicely. Moving into comparisons, first one up, the other figure in this very same G.I. Joe classified wave. It is, of course, Scuba Steve, aka Torpedo. His name's not even Steve, by the way, it's Edward, but it just reminds me, you know. But the other figures in this wave are due in a few weeks, maybe, hopefully. It is Rock and Roll and Shipwrecked, but so far, these figures are looking really nice. You let me know what you think in the comments below. Which one's better? Next up from our Cobra ranks, we have Destro and of course, Crocmaster. Now, it's not only me that assumes that these two are best mates, right? I can definitely imagine Copperhead picking up Crocmaster in his moccasin to drive around the swamps in Florida. That's gotta be a thing, but those two look very nice together all the same. The greens complement each other well. They don't match, but they don't need to either. Next up, we have the brother and sister of the Cobra world. It is, of course, Zartan and Zartana. Next up, we have Cobra Commander, and genuinely one of my favourites with Dr. Mindbender. Next up, some generic Cobra infantry. And then just a couple of Joes. First up, Duke and Scarlet. Then a couple of my faves with Roadblock and Covergirl. Here we have Sergeant Slaughter, Snake Eyes, Timber. And it wouldn't be Dan Who reviews without some Marvel legends. So here we have Frogman, Tigra, and White Rabbit. And then last but never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal, Fire, Hank. Final thoughts on this G.I. Joe classified series, Cobra Copperhead. I think I've said all I need to say on this one. It's a beautiful tribute of that original design brought into the classified era once again. Really liking what classified are doing at the minute. They hardly miss. It isn't perfect by any means. There's still a few tweaks. As I said, that skin tone issue will bug some people. I don't like those straps that fall down the arms, and I also don't like how my harness sort of buckles won't fit in place. But for me, they are minor nitpicks in the grand scheme of things. He is still a very solid figure and will ultimately look great in the collection. So I'm really happy with it, but I'm curious what you guys think. You let me know in the comments below. What do you think of Copperhead? And if you don't have him yet, what are your anticipations level? Is he one of your favorite characters? Or do you just like the character design? And if you like G.I. Joes and Marvel Legends and talking all that stuff, then you can stick around on the channel for live streams, long form content, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And don't be shy, you can tweet me as well. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. Until then, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.